Hey Omis, I'm Stephen Ewashkiw from Adventure Yoga, and this is a yoga pose breakdown of Siddhasana, or accomplished pose, or perfect pose, even if you like. Siddhasana, it's what I'm sitting in right now, but we're gonna work on how to get there in this yoga pose breakdown. You can practice along with me, or you can just watch and learn and take notes. And as well, there is a whole blog post about this pose. And man, this was a really fun one to write. There is a lot to talk about when it comes to Siddhasana. So definitely check that out. There's a link to the blog post in the description for this video. It's over on my website, Adventure Yogaonline. For now though, let's just get to Siddhasana. If you're doing it with me, unroll your mat, have a seat, and I'll see you there in just a second. To practice Siddhasana, or accomplished pose, we gotta start on the ground since it's a seated pose. So I'm gonna sit here in Dandasana with my legs straight out in front of me, hands at my sides, sitting up nice and tall. Next step is to bend your left knee. As you do that, you have to turn your left leg out so you can bring your left foot up on the inside of your right thigh. Then we have to move our left leg over more and slide our left foot sort of up and into our groin so that our left heel presses into or near our perineum, the very center of the bottom of your pelvis. So you've got to move your left knee over and slide your left foot off your right leg so that your left heel comes up to or towards your perineum. And then turn your left leg out enough so that you can bring the front of your left foot, the front of your left shin, all the way up to your knee. So I'm pointing here, all the way up to your knee, down to the ground. So you've got to turn your left leg more, and then heel is towards your perineum. And then your left toes are going to be somewhere over here by the top of your right thigh. Bring your left knee down to the ground. That's the first half of this pose. So now we got to get the other half in. Bend your right knee, and as you do, turn your right leg out and bring your right foot over towards your left ankle. So we get here. And then we've got to get the same sort of action happening in our right leg as is happening in our left leg. So line up your ankles with each other, and then bring the top of your right foot down to the ground and keep turning your leg out enough so that you can get the top of your right shin and the front of your right knee down to the ground as well. And then sit up tall. Find something to focus on, a point in the distance, and then work to really straighten your spine here. Work to have the center of your head over the center of your heart, over the center of your pelvis. Sit here as long as is comfortably possible is what is generally recommended if you read some of the more ancient texts in yoga. Sit here for a while is probably good. This is Siddhasana. This is a great pose for meditation. I sit in this pose a lot. Before classes, just sit around, I sit like this. But it's got to be comfortable for it to be comfortable, right? So you may need to spend some time in other poses like Sukhasana, working on that, getting your hips open. And then to come out, it's fairly simple, straighten your legs. So start with your right, stretch it out, straighten your left leg out. And then you have to remember that this is a two-sided pose. So there is the other side, which is right leg first. So it's the same work. Turn it out. Bring the front of your foot, front of your shin, front of your knee down to the ground. Bend your left leg, bring it in, and turn it in so much. The front of the shin can come down to the ground. Line up your ankles. And again, sit up tall. If your knees don't come to the ground, there are modifications that I recommend on the blog post that goes along with this video. The blog post is linked in the description for the video. Sit up tall here. And again, stay here as long as is comfortably possible, or however long you've set aside for meditating or for sitting. This is Siddhasana, or accomplished pose. We get it the same way as we did on the other side. Straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg. All right, so that's Siddhasana, or accomplished pose. I'm feeling pretty accomplished right now. How about you? If you want to read more about this pose and learn so much more about it, remember at the beginning of this video I said there's a huge blog post. I really have written a long blog post about this. There's so much to say about Siddhasana. It's fascinating though, so I highly recommend you go check it out. There's a link for it in the description to this video. And before you go, if you're looking to do some more yoga with me, there's a whole class of mine that you can do. It's focusing a bit on hip opening, so it'll help if Siddhasana was tough for you. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel before you go. Just click on my picture right over there to subscribe. If you've got any questions, stick it in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Have a great day, Omis.